my passage. So I'm going to number, I'm going to let it, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is there, 11, and 12. What else do I need to do? What else do I need to, what else do I need to do when I survey? Yep. I'm surveying. I'm just looking. Okay, so I've numbered my passages. I've numbered my lines. Do I see any bold or keywords? No. Do I see my picture? Yes, I have a picture right here. Now, the next one is I'm going to make connections. This story is about my favorite sweater. Well, think about the things that are your favorite things. How do you feel about them? What do you think about them? And then now I'm going to read my passage. Okay, here we go. My favorite sweater grew too small. I love that sweater best of all. My grandma made it when I was 3. She made that sweater just for me. I picked the yarn a special blue, the color of bluebells wet with dew. When I was 3, I was very small, but now I'm 5 and much too tall. I have a new jacket, now that's green. So I gave my sweater to our cat, Queen. Queen just had kittens out in the shed. My favorite sweater is now her bed. So what do I need to do? I've read it. Now what do I need to do? I have to go back, make connections, and take what? Notes. So let's look at this one. My favorite sweater grew too small. I love that sweater best of all. My grandma made it when I was 3. She made that sweater just for me. What is this about, Braxton? Okay, this is about her sweater. This is about her sweater. It's about where it came from, that her grandma made a sweater. You have to have something like that written here. The next one. I picked the yarn a special blue, the color of bluebells, wet with dew. When I was 3, I was very small, but now I'm 5 and much too tall. I have a new jacket, now that's green. What is this about? She's describing the sweater and how she's gotten too big. So she describes. So you could have written describes the sweater, it's about the sweater, she's gotten too big, something like that. Describes or looks like, what it looks like, describes the sweater, and she's too big for it now. So you could have something like that here. So I gave my sweater to our cat Queen. Queen just had kittens out in the shed. My favorite sweater is now their bed. So this is what the sweater's being used for now. So sweater is a bed now, something like that. Yes. That's what, as long as it has something to do with where the sweater is now. Sweater is the cat's bed, gave it to the cat, whatever. Okay? Now, I have read my passage. I have numbered it. I've surveyed. I've taken notes. I've made my connections. Now what do I get to do? I get to go to the questions. So, question number 1 says, what is the main message of this poem? Main message of this poem. Am I going to be able to prove this question? What kind of question is this? This is a brain question. So, I already know it's a brain question, so I'm going to put a B because it is a brain question. It is a question that I should already have in my brain. And if I'm not sure about it, what should I do? I should go back and read the whole entire poem. If I'm a little confused about what this might be, I should go back and reread it. What is the main message of this poem? Is the main message about sharing something special? Sharing something special helps others. Maybe. Taking care of animals is important. Is that the message that you got from here? Not at all. Grandma enjoys knitting sweaters. No. Sweaters keep people and things warm. No. Yes, sweaters keep people and things warm, but is that what the whole entire poem was about? No. This poem was about how you take something that means something special to you and you can share it with others. So my answer would have been A. So if you got it right, you're not doing anything. No check marks, no nothing. If you got it wrong, you are circling the answer with red, and if you didn't do any of the strategies over here, you are putting those in red. Number 2 says, read line 1 from the poem. They've already given you line 1, so do I need to flip back to the poem? No, it's right here. My favorite sweater grew too small. What does that mean? My favorite sweater grew too small. Does the sweater grow? No, who grows? Michaela? He's too big for his sweater. Okay, so I've made this connection. So now I'm going to read the question. The poet includes this line, most likely to show that the speaker, which is the person telling you the poem, why have they most likely done this? Did they do it because the speaker likes to wear small sweaters? No. Has grown too big for the sweater? Maybe. Wants her grandma to make a new sweater. No longer wants her sweater. Never ever said this. So how can I prove that the speaker has grown too big? The speaker, the person who's writing the poem, how do I know that they've gotten bigger? The sweater grew too small, right there. I found my answer in line 1. I have proved it, and G is my answer. So you should be circling your the right answer. Number 3 says, lines 10 through 12 are included in this poem because they do what? Why did they put lines 10, 11, and 12 in here? So, I have forgotten what line 10, 11, and 12 have said. I don't know what they say. So I'm going to go back and flip, and I'm going to read lines 10, 11, and 12. So I gave my sweater to our cat Queen. Queen just had kittens out in the shed. My favorite sweater is now their bed. So now I'm going to go and read the answer choices to try and figure out why they have put this in here. Did they show what the sweater looks like? Did they describe in those 3 lines what the sweater looks like? No. Are they telling why cats shred old sweaters? Not at all. Explain why the sweater is too small. No. Are they describing a new use for the sweater? Maybe. So now I'm going to go back to those lines, and I'm going to prove that answer. Do you see how much flipping back and forth we're doing? It's a lot. This is why this took me 2 hours and 45 minutes. Okay. So I'm going back. My favorite sweater is now their bed. Oh, that's what they're using the sweater for. What question am I on? What question number? 3. So I should have a Q3 right here telling me that that's where the answer's from. Where did I get my answer? Line 12. So I have proved my answer, and now I can circle it, and I can tell I got it in line 12. If you put line 10, 11, 12, that's fine. Lines 10, 11, 12, because those are the lines that they told you to go look at. It's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to number 4. The reader can tell that the speaker feels. Anywhere in this poem did it tell us how the speaker is feeling? No. So what kind of question is this? This is a brain question. This is a brain question. So automatically you should have put a B for brain. It is a brain question. So I need to think about how the speaker was feeling through that whole poem describing their sweater. Are they nervous? No. Nervous is like, oh, you're going to go do something for the very first time. You have to get up and speak in front of somebody. You have butterflies in your stomach. That's the nervous feeling. Does she sound nervous? No. Selfish. What does selfish mean? Like being a brat, not wanting to share. Selfish means that you never ever share anything. Is the person in the poem being selfish? Not at all. Pleased. I don't know. I'm going to look at the next one. What about angry? Is she angry at all? No. So the only thing left is pleased. She is pleased, meaning she is happy. Pleased can not only be asking for something, but it can also mean that you're happy. You have a warm heart that you've done something nice. So it is pleased, and my answer was H. Number 5. The poet titled this poem, My Favorite Sweater, most likely because. So I'm going to get my information from the title. Okay, so I'm getting it from the title. You can write title up here, so we have to think about the title. The title of the poem is My Favorite Sweater. Why would you write something and title it My Favorite Sweater? You got to think about what you know and what you've read. So what kind of question is it? It is a brain question. So, did they write it because the kittens and the speaker always wanted a sweater? Not at all. The poem is describing why Grandma made the sweater. Did it ever say that? Ever. And if it did, wouldn't it be Grandma made a sweater? Grandma's sweater? Whose is it? It's my favorite sweater. So it can't be this answer. The speaker loves the sweater that the grandma made. Maybe. I'm going to check the next one. The poem describes how the sweater looks after many years. No. Your answer is C. Because the speaker loves the sweater that the grandma made. It is special, and it is her favorite sweater. So that's how we know. Number 6, this is going to be one of those questions that you go, what? A lot of third graders miss this one. Wait till you hear this. Which lines in the poem end with words that rhyme? What is a rhyming word? Cat, pie fry, hat cat, mat sat, sit, hit. When did we learn rhyming words? Oh, yes. Pre-K, kindergarten, first grade. We learned this a long time ago. Words that rhyme. Oh my gosh. Words that rhyme. So, how do we figure it out? Do we know right away? How are we going to check this out? We have to go back and check the lines. They want to know at the end. So I'm looking at line 2 and 3. So I find where I've numbered all 3. Do those rhyme? Not at all. So that cannot be my answer. Now I'm going to go look at 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Blue dew. Blue dew. Blue dew. Maybe. Do I stop here? No, I got to keep going. 8, 9. Tall green. Absolutely not. 10, 11. Queen shed. Not at all. Your answer was G, and we proved it by lines 5 and 6. We went to lines 5 and 6. I'm going to tell you, almost the entire third grade missed this question. If you did not miss this question, it's because you read and you went and checked. There were 2 or 3 of these questions that if you just read and thought about it and went and checked, you would have gotten them right. Rhyme. Rhyming words. Cat, fat, hat, mat. We know. It just showed me you didn't check and you didn't go back to check in the poem. That's what it shows right there. Okay, so you need to look and see how many you missed. So right here, above where it says secure text,